Is that a knock, or are you okay with that?
I got to take it how you want to see it, you know? It's one of those things.
There's no R word in the air, so they're keeping the sun off them with the umbrella, and that's pretty smart thinking.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is hot out, though, today, and the riders, I was just talking to a few of my close friends, and they're kind of saying, not really quite ready to put the leathers on yet because of how warm it is.
Wait as long as possible. So we're going to enter the racetrack outside turn number 4. We will exit the racetrack outside of turn number 3, and there are 3 classes racing with us here today, Colby. Of course, the Mission AFT Super Twins, the Kicker AFT Singles, and also the AFT Pro Sport 450 class, where the top 12 riders that made the main event yesterday raced their way in to get to race today.
It's going to be great to see those riders, the younger riders, get another chance at it and see how different the track is from what they had yesterday to what they had today. Matteo Racine out of Canada was able to pick up the
Flying
win.
Tomato.
Yep, the new redhead.
Flying Tomato.
So I'm pulling for him a little bit. I can be a little favoritist just because of the red hair. That's kind of cool. And, yeah, it'll be exciting to watch.
So it's a brand new track for us, but I did talk to Jared Meese. He raced out here. I think he said he's back on a 50, possibly an 85, and Kenny Coolbeth was about the same thing. They couldn't remember actually even pulling into Budds Creek, but they both said that they raced here before, but it was years and years ago. Very long straightaway, tight, high bank corners, Colby. What's that going to do for our racing?
Yeah, as we get our little weather report here, high at 83, low at 62, humidity 49%. Mechanicsville, Maryland, not to be confused with where we'll be next weekend in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Exactly. So all the mechanics around here is the Super Twins are lined up. But what's that going to do for the racing with the long straightaways and tight corners? What's going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to, I mean, in my theory, right ahead of time, I would think that all of those inline twins, the Yamahas, the KTMs, they should have a little bit of an advantage being able to pull off the corner a little bit potentially quicker than the Harley Davidson. You know, we've seen all these tracks where it's so much about roll speed, but here we have such tight corners. But when I got here, I saw how banked the corners are. I think you still might be able to carry a bunch of speed around the top parts of the racetrack, but you're definitely, this first session, you're going to see riders kind of moving all around and making some mistakes. But as you can see, you see that darker brown area, and then up higher, it goes to really light. The track crowns off, which if you don't know exactly what that means, it means it smooths off. So it goes from really banked to almost flat. So if you go up in that crown, I mean, it's a good safety for the riders. That's a lot of room for if something bad happens. Yeah, exactly. But you cannot go up there to race. I mean, it's flat. You'll go backwards, and that's the last thing you want to do.
And they also dug up the very bottom of the racetrack to keep the riders up on the banking to make for some better racing action. Look at Raymond Rizzo's getting his practice flag waving going on. His Big P is actually using the broom to clean off the inside of that front straightaway. So Raymond maybe practice. Oh, Raymond, you can't drop him. You can't drop him, Raymond.
He's putting the caution down because we don't need it today.
Yeah, put that away. Just park that caution flag. We don't need that the rest of the day. Big P, does he know that the flag, that the broom is upside down?
I don't know. They're selling them short right now.
There he goes. He got it right. So we've already had funnel cakes. We had
lemonade shake-up.
Yep, we've had a little bit of everything. There's a lot going on this entire 4-day event. You know, there's just a lot of things happening. Are you sticking around for tomorrow? You got to go back home.
I got to go back home, but look at that racetrack. That's a great view of what you were talking about with how long the straightaways are here, with how tight the corners are. Unfortunately, it doesn't do a great job of actually showing how banked it is, but Scotty, this is a fun event.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, Carter Cat and Machinery, the large cat display out front. Also, MX6 Racing, they got a merch stand and display up there. All-American Harley Davidson brought some motorcycles and a display as well. Morton's motorcycle KTM bike display. Hook's Clothing is there. Of course, the AFT merch is over there, and they got a cool picture, and also they got a cool picture just for the Throttlefest alone. There's 2 separate pictures. One of them has Davis Fisher on there. It's really cool. That's for the whole Throttlefest.
Yeah, the shirts are very cool today. I like both of them. I like the punk styles on them.
Yeah, the old retro style. Also, Kicker Performance Audio is here. Right next door is Mission Foods. Get some free chips. The Pizza Hotline is here. That's where the pizza eating contest was. Mike's Barbecue, Calvert Crab, Primal Brew Coffee, French fries, chicken, and of course I mentioned the funnel cakes already. And the bikes are rolling. It is time for some practice out here today. Mission AFT Super Twins class rolling on according to their point standings right now. And they'll be the first ones onto the racetrack. All new for all of our competitors. Who's going to find it first? Cody Kopp out front takes a look over his shoulder, want to see who is chasing him. It is the one of Dallas Daniels. So checking out the low line right now. They did put calcium chloride on the racetrack to try to keep the moisture in the track.
Yeah, they put a lot of it. It looked like it snowed out there. So coming to a new place like this, nobody has notes. You kind of look at it from a Google image, Google satellite satellite image, map how big it is. You'll look at videos from stock cars, stuff like that. I even did that, and you'll just try to take your best guess at little pieces of information that you've got from this track or that track. But right now, Cody Kopp's starting to get warmed up along with Dallas Daniels here.
When we walked the racetrack, or walked up to the racetrack, you said this is a place I would like to race. Why?
It just looks fun. The amount of banking, you can really run it in the corner and have the banking slow you down. So you just start so much momentum.
I just saw Dallas Daniels downshift going in the corner. That doesn't happen very often on a twin. We'll see if he continues to do that. There, it looked like a downshift right there again. What do you think? Is he going to shift?
It's just, yeah, I'm already just there's so much wheel chatter already, and I think he did. You see all the wheel chatter coming out, and that wheel chatter was what I think really made the difference in the race when we were in Silver Dollar or Breyer. His bike was just handling the wheel chatter so much better.
Is that suspension? Is that
it's engine
brake setup?
Yeah, it's just all about the clutch and the engine setup.
So car tracks are typically a little bit rougher than some other racetracks that we go to. And this is a car track. Is it going to be rough? Oh,
Bruce Evans off the pace.
We have Bruce Evans off the pace as he just set the fastest lap with a 1:8.881, but put his hand up in the air going on that back straight. Daniels in second.
That wheel chatter, it's so fresh. I don't know how much you ever had to deal with it. The wheel chatter is so frustrating because when you're going into the corner, you'll set the bike out like that, and then you'll see the number plate just really pounce, and your back end's just hopping up and down really fast in little amounts, but it just completely upsets your chassis, wants to make your bike go up the racetrack. Very, very tough to deal with and very frustrating.
Is that something you can do with your suspension to help that, or is it
you
your
can
brake?
A little bit, but a lot of it is in the clutch setup.
The clutch setup?
Yeah.
All right. With the Recluse clutches and stuff like that?
Slipper clutches, yeah, a lot of them using different forms of that. Recluse, one of the brands, Hinson, Suter.
Oh, I just wrote down who was fastest, and that didn't last very long.
Again.
It just switched again, so I'm going to stop writing it down until that second group goes. Breyer Bauman to the top spot, 1:8.782 for the two-time champion. Cody Kopp is second in his rookie season with a 1:8.799. Third right now is Dallas Daniels, our defending champion. And you can see right there, they will exit the racetrack outside of turn number 3. They enter the racetrack outside of turn number 4. That keeps the show going. That's what they do here with cars, and we're going to do the same thing here with bikes.
Shifting a twin, like you touched on that for a second, shifting a twin here, it would be so difficult unless your clutch setup was absolutely perfect. Because when you downshifted, the amount of wheel chatter that you would have from that is so much more than just going into the corner, staying in the same gear. And from my experience on my Harley Davidson, the times that I had it, there's no way I'd be able to shift my bike around this. It's just, it wouldn't be fast. It's so much work, and you'd have so much wheel chatter.
I think we will have it in the 450 in the singles class, but I don't think we'll have very many of them do it here in the Mission AFT Super Twins. Up next, group number 2, the 70 bike is Declan Bender, 62 is Dan Bromley, 49 is Chad Coast, 29 is Billy Ross, 34 is Cam Smith, 13 Morgan Mishler, 96 Cody Johncox, 57 Ian Wolf, the 20 bike Jared Vandekoy, the 27 is Wyatt Vaughn, and the 22 is Harvitt, the mower, Mitch Harvitt on that 22 bike.
Jared Vandekoy back with us. That is so awesome to see.
And he is filling in for Brandon Robinson, who is at home watching right now. Brandon, if you're listening, we hope you get well soon. We know it's going to be a little bit of a long road to get back, but we can't wait to see you back to the racetrack on the big 144. There's Billy Ross, Billy the Kid on the 29 bike. That Mission Foods really represent on the front of his leathers. If you're in this second group, there's a little bit of rubber down right now. Are you going above the rubber? Are you sticking to the rubber? What are you doing if you're in group 2?
Trying everything out right now, especially being at that new racetrack. And honestly, these guys, they could probably have a game plan, but with it being a new track, they're going to end up where their bike's taking them for these first couple laps because they're trying to figure out where the line is, and going in too deep, you're going to run off the racetrack. Billy Ross, man, he's had some good runs in this neck of the woods before up in New York at the Middletown short track there. So is this going to be something that comes? But how about this kid? Declan Bender up to 3rd right now.
Already in this second group, and he's on the team that's based out of right here in Maryland. That's kind of cool. He wants to perform for his Maryland folks.
And unfortunately, yeah, Brandon Price, the other rider that's typically on this team, isn't going to be able to race here in his home state of Maryland, so that's a bummer, and sending our best wishes to him as well.
Cameron Smith on the number 34 Yamaha jumps up to 7th, and there are actually 3 Suzukis racing with us here today in this class. We usually see 1 or 2. We've got 3 of them out here.
And you see the Yamaha starting to stack up a little bit at the top, and I truly think that the inline engine might have a little bit of an advantage getting the torque coming off the corner as Dan Bromley, another one of those motorcycles, goes to the top 10 area.
6th spot for Bromley so far, the big number 62. Close to home there from Pennsylvania. Vandekoy goes up to 6. He hasn't raced. He raced a heat race at Springfield. Hasn't raced a main event since before that.
And I was talking about it with a few people. He's just one of those very, very talented drivers that can just take a big lull like that and hop back on and immediately be up to pace as we get a shot of him there.
Checkered flag is out. There is JV20, Jared Vanderkoy on, like we said, Brandon Robinson's motorcycle. Getting some seat time out there. The good thing for him is he rode on the factory Harley-Davidson with the XGs as a teammate to Brandon Robinson.
So, yeah, he has time on him. The bike a lot different now than it was then. A lot of the riders a lot more happy with the progress they've made in this package that Vans & Heinz has been selling.
That was group number 2 of our Mission AFT Super Twins. For you new fans that are out here, that was just practice, but that will be how they go to, you know, set the bike up and maybe get ready for that next round, which is be qualifying. There's the 29 Billy Ross burping the throttle going in the corner on the number 29 bike, trying to go in really low. And there's Declan Bender on the 70, the Maryland-based motorcycle team. Look how far to the ahead he is looking right now with that Arai helmet. You can see him really turn to the left.
And it's even trippier with the banking.
Yeah.
Trying to do it. Yeah, it's hard to explain what it's like, but when you're that high up on the track and then your head's tilted to the left side looking forward ahead.
Up next, it'll be our Kicker AFT singles class. For you new fans, a single means a single-cylinder motorcycle. These bikes start out as 450 motocross bikes like you might see out at the motocross track. Jack Brooks stalled the bike going up the hill right there. He'll jump in a little bit deeper in the field. The one is Tom Drain, the 21 Trevor Bruner, 88 Chase Sadoff, 28 Cage Tadman, 91 Justin Jones, 75 Taryn Santero, 63 is Jared Lowe, 83 Braden Fanders, the 10 is Walker Porter, the rookie 113 Jack Brooks, 41 is Ryder Reese, 31 Evan Kelleher, and the 66 Logan Eisenhard. Those are the bikes on the racetrack. Usually the singles riders run a little bit lower line on a bank track like this. Are you thinking they're going to be down there? As we take a look at Drain, was already looking up the racetrack.
Yeah, Tom's been doing the same spot a little bit higher. I'm glad they are. It's just riding down there where Tom tried to go in right there. It is a little bit flatter, but they've done a good job at least digging the track up almost all the flat, so you have to be on the banking. And then it kind of makes it an open playing field where it wouldn't necessarily be an advantage to be on the bottom side of the banking.
And oh, Fanders pulls off on the infield. He just graduated from high school. Did you see that earlier this week?
Yeah, his bike won't start. He's hitting the starter button there on the right side. It's not turning over, so that's a bummer for him. He's going to lose some valuable track time, but
especially on a brand new racetrack. There's Drain out front right now. Terrence Santero's the fast time so far in this practice session. We go back deeper in the field. Here comes the 88 of Sadoff, looking up the inside of the 21 Bruner. Here comes Tadman on the 28 bike. This could be a really good track for Tadman. Very similar shape with the banking as Chico.
This should be a fantastic race here in the singles class, because when you're on a bank track like this, it allows you to kind of do that classic slide job move where you come in low, you're necessarily not in the racing line, but you just get in their way and block them a little bit to make the pass.
Look at Tadman, really dives in deep into one, but he goes up the racetrack a little bit, but he was trying the high line going into one.
Yeah, he's fastest right now, had a lot of wheel spin there trying to get by Bruner, but right now I'm excited for this class here today.
Why didn't you bring your helmet? You could be out there racing. No.
I would love to ride, yeah.
Yeah, ride, not race, right? Yeah, a little different. Just getting up to speed for you folks just coming up to the grandstands. It's our first round of practice. We have switched now to the Kicker AFT singles class. They wear mandatory leathers with airbag suits.
Turner Racing 1 and 2. Tadman and Walker Porter, young teammate, they're sitting in second. Evan Kelleher coming out of this neck of the woods too.
From Massachusetts is the 31. That was group number 1 of our first round of practice 4-year Kicker AFT singles class.
You don't really see the wheel chatter with these 450s as much.
Why is that?
I need to go talk to someone smarter than me, I think.
I was going to say, is it the clutches? Is it the different amount of power?
I'd like to think it's the clutches, but I'm gonna have to go find someone smarter. I've got an idea who I want to talk to. I'll get us a better answer for later on tonight.
I think you should go talk to Andrew Butler.
He could give me the answer.
I like the 21, the font on the 21, same font as Will Davis used to run on that number 21. And here comes Group 2 already rolling up the racetrack. 60 bike Skylar Sintel, 156 Jordan Bolak, 56 Jordan Jean, 43 is Jacob Vanderkoy, 277 is Savage, 132 is Bronson Pierce, 225 is Cunningham, with 252 Cunningham. The Cunningham brothers are out there back-to-back. They're identical brothers. Trevor Martin's on the 89, 210 Jackson Sangles from Kansas, 122 is Jonathan Conaby, and the 117 is Jet Katarzi in his very first ever singles race.
Kelleher snuck up to the top spot in that last lap.
Ooh, we missed that.
Was able to go up to P1. That's a great feeling for...
Okay, so for Katarzi, you called him the California Kid after he won the Pro Sport 450 main at Ventura. He moves up into the singles class. Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised, because it's cool. He got that win, so he was able to accomplish something there. But now it's almost to the point where it's time to dive into this. He's got the back end with the big team there, first impressions, and now it's time to see where I stack up. And if you're able to win the Pro Sport class, that means you're ready to move up, but there's only so much you can learn there. Right now, you're diving into the big kids pool here with these riders.
So the only thing that I would think that would be maybe discourage me from going is he can't go for Rookie of the Year because, well, he is, but he's 5 races behind. But is that your goal? Is that your reason to go to Pro?
I think that's just a side effect, right? I think if you can get that, it's awesome. Maybe more in the Twins class, that might be more of a goal, and that might be here, but why wait, right? Like
right.
The day I turned 16, I wanted to go professional.
And most people do. And so we're talking about Jet Katarzi, the 117. He jumps up to 11th quick in this practice session on that 117. They were coming here anyway, but they were planning on racing the day before at the Corey Texter race. He goes up the groove right there down here in turn 2.
That's what it's all about, Scotty. It's time for this kid to learn. And yeah, I mean, this is a great way for him to learn. If he he doesn't make the main event or whatnot, he's going to go through so many trials and tribulations today, whether it be in the heat race or the LCQ or directly in the main event. I mean, he's looking good right now. He's going to make mistakes, but he's going to learn so much faster here than I think he would have.
And he was 11th. He goes back to 12th as Skylar Sintel just goes a little bit faster than him. Sintel goes up to 9th. Katarzi's on the screen right now in the First Impressions Husqvarna. His first ever pro race happening today. I think this is a good place for him to get his first pro race because it'll be a slippery groove track, which is like he's used to in California. So I think it's a good move for him to go up there, and things are changing in a hurry. The leaderboard just bouncing all over the place. Katarzi goes to 5th place. Colby, Katarzi's up to 5th.
Does that answer your question?
I know it's practice, but that's got to be a good feeling for sure for that young man.
And he's going to go back there, and now he's going to start working a little bit, probably deeper with the team, but it is going to be a little bit trickier now because they've got 3 singles riders. So Andrew Butler's the head mechanic over there. He's going to have a lot of debriefing to go on. His main guy's Chase Sadoff, but now he's got another rider to help give them information, but also he's going to have to help relay information back to them.
Well, just think about this. They have 2 rookies and Chase Sadoff. They got it. It's a big team right there as we're taking a look at Katarzi on the 117. Was number 17. Has to be a 3-digit number coming into this class for the very first time. Up next, group number 3 of our singles class, possibly. No, I believe, no, it's going to be the AFT 450 Pro Sport class. Yeah, these are the riders that raced here yesterday, and they're the AFT 450 Pro Sports. The top 12, whoever made the main event yesterday gets to race with us today. There's yesterday's winner, the new Flying Tomato. That's Matteo Racine from Canada. He was the winner yesterday. 58 is Dylan Durrell. 88 was Adam Costin Wood, got a win out in California. And then the 21 of Loac Nadeau. And the 99, that's the Flying Flea of Brody Hansen, which is Kenny Coolbeth's nephew.
This track's great.
When are you going to get out there? You keep saying that.
It does look really good. It's setting up for a great night of racing. Honestly, it's setting up for a great qualifying. I mean, you can kind of run wherever you want in that groove.
Dylan Durrell talked to his dad, Davey Durrell, earlier today, and actually both of the Durrells are racing. Camlin Durrell is out there as well. Camlin on the number 27, named after Davey Camlin, runs Davey Camlin's old number 27. There's Durrell on the 58, Adam Costin Wood right behind him, Hellertown, Pennsylvania on the 88 bike. The Turner Racing entry chasing Dylan Durrell on the 58 from South Carolina.
It'd also be cool, too, for some of these riders to see Jet moving up and then being able to see kind of where they stood against Jet and then being like, okay, yeah, as soon as I'm of age, I'll be ready to go, too, or at least, they could be like, hey, I beat him at Chico, and look what he did today, so maybe I'm ready now.
And you know what? Some of these riders are already 16, so maybe they're just waiting. Maybe they weren't quite ready to go pro, but like you said, if they see where they stack up against Katarzi, then they might know. Bane Nance, Bane the Train goes to the top spot, 18.853 for the 313. Now Adam Costin Wood, he goes on by, and that, I had the question earlier at the last time we saw Adam Costin Wood. That is the Rocket Ron Wood's stepson, but he's pretty much raised him, so I think after high school, he might be changing his name to just Adam Wood.
The 88. I remember that growing up. Square Deal Riders up in New York watching
the Rocket Ron Wood.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he was really good. Slip back a little bit in the field. There's the 313 of Bane Nance. He's our fast time so far, trying to get by the 21 of Loac Nadeau. Nadeau from Canada as we go to the Turner Racing Honda.
We're seeing our winner from last night a little bit deeper in the field. I'm not sure what the lap times ended up being yesterday for those riders, but
313, Bane Nance, top spot, 18.496. That is just, look at this. Kelleher was 18.456. That's a 18.496 for Bane Nance. So there you can see how you'd stack up if you had moved up into the Kicker FT singles class. There's Matteo Racine on the 23. He ends up in this session a 7th place with a 18.864. So a little bit off. There's Dylan Durrell, the 58, Adam Costin Wood on the 88. And these bikes are stock too, right?
Yeah, they're how they come off the factory showroom. Some of them can have exhaust pipe silencers only. They can't have header pipes because some of the factory edition motorcycles come with aftermarket silencers. But other than that, they are completely stock.
All right, so we're just kicking our way through our first round of practices in the books. We're going to take a quick break, and we got Mission to AFT Super Twins qualifying is coming up next, but it's time for do a little track maintenance. In the meantime, we bring in Ricky Rackman. Since it's a Throttlefest, since it's motorcycles, since it's something going on, Ricky Rackman is here. Ricky, what did you ride to the races?
Thanks, Scotty. I'll tell you something about Budds Creek. The way up here, going through Virginia and going through Maryland, was pretty incredible. And I did it all on this Harley-Davidson Pan America. For people that don't know, this bike right here, I've ridden pretty much everywhere. Last summer, started in North Carolina, went to Key West, took the coast all the way up to Seattle, then all the way up into Alaska, and then to Sturgis, and then all the way back. I've ridden this bike 15,500 miles, and I'm telling you the truth. This Harley-Davidson Pan America is the best motorcycle that I've ever had because, like, I ride everywhere, and I have no idea how to work on. I've been coast to coast 15 times. I don't know how to work on motorcycles at all, but it's good to see Harley-Davidson doing so well on flat track this season. And yeah, when I'm going to races as much as I can or going anywhere, I'm doing it on this Harley-Davidson Pan America.
Ricky's roaming around the pit area. If you see him, stop him, get an autograph. We got a lot going on. Here's a good shot from up above the Budds Creek Motocross Park. There's a big Pro-Am event happening out there tomorrow. In the meantime, we're going to step away for just a second, take a quick break, and we come back qualifying up next here at the Parts Unlimited Throttlefest presented by Carter Cat.
Back on Track, a Rookies of 79 501c3 charity, was established in 2009 by former racers to help injured racers get back on the racetrack or the track of life. Assistance is provided to injured racers through our posted schedule of benefits and special fundraising programs, where 100% of your donation goes directly to ease the financial burden from an injury sustained on the racetrack. Check us out on the web at backontrack.com and donate today. Every donation is tax deductible and will make a difference in an injured racer's life.
From quick jobs to major projects, getting rentals right takes more than machines. It takes know-how to show up right on every job site, service that keeps equipment at its peak, and local dealers who keep projects moving forward. We're here to deliver everything you need to get the job done right, and so much more. Cat Rentals. More when you need it most.
We're going full throttle with Mission Foods. There's no holding back American flat track when you combine the fiercest dirt track riders and tastiest products. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Gotta have a lucky charm when you ride, right? Makes you feel safe and protected out there.
That's why I never leave home without a photo of the little ones.
Bracelet from my husband.
Oh. Lucky rabbit's foot.
Lucky rabbit named Swoot. It's Swedish.
That's a whole rabbit.
Named Swoot.
Well, there's really no need for a lucky charm when you ride.
Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back.
We're just gonna ignore the fact that Carl has a rabbit.
Named Swoot.
Sugarlands is proud to serve as the official moonshine of Progressive American Flat Track. Sugarlands handcrafts award-winning moonshine, sippin' creams, vodka, whiskey, and more inspired by the traditions of their home in the Great Smoky Mountains. Discover more at sugarlands.com. For over a decade, Dunlop has supported all Progressive American Flat Track classes with their elite flat track tires. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, Dunlop's DT4 has an aggressive tread pattern, is available in multiple compounds, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Win every race with VP Racing. Designed specifically for moto and power sports applications, VP's wide line of race fuels, lubricants, coolants, and additives give you the power and performance you need to win every lap and every race. Check out their championship-winning products today at vpracingfuels.com. Flat Track fans, keep the momentum going. Parts Unlimited proudly supports American Flat Track. When it's time to ride, wrench, or upgrade, choose a local dealer featuring Parts Unlimited. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport. Whelen Engineering has led emergency warning innovation for over 70 years, designing and manufacturing reliable technology right here in America to help keep first responders safe. Whelen Engineering, manufactured in America, trusted to protect first responders. Racing is all about performance, speed, precision, and pushing the limits. Aeroflex brings that same mindset to liquid packaging with a design that's lighter, tougher, and better for the planet. Simply tear the tab, squeeze, and experience a better way to package liquids. Today's Progressive American Flat Track race is being streamed live and on demand on FloRacing, part of the Flow Sports Network. With a FloRacing subscription, you get access to all Flow Sports sites. That's over 25 sports. Never miss a moment. With over 20,000 events per year, in-depth coverage, behind-the-scenes access, original documentaries, highlights, breaking news, and more. Visit FloRacing.com to learn more and sign up today. That's FLORacing.com. Those taste buds with Mission Foods. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you take your race day to the finish line. Now that's too fast, too tasty. The founder of Arai Helmet was the man who created the first motorcycle helmet in Japan to protect his own head, and as a result, launched the Japanese motorcycle helmet industry. Arai focuses on glancing off performance, accumulating small differences decade after decade to further ride protection. Learn more at AraiAmericas.com.
When performance is everything, protection matters. Maverick Lubricants delivers advanced protection for every engine you depend on. Built for pressure, built to last. From the highway to the track to the job site. Stay ahead with Maverick Lubricants. Moving with Maverick.
Flat Track fans, keep the momentum going. Parts Unlimited proudly supports American Flat Track. When it's time to ride, wrench, or upgrade, choose a local dealer featuring Parts Unlimited. Parts Unlimited, we support the sport. Racing is all about performance, speed, precision, and pushing the limits. Aeroflex brings that same mindset to liquid packaging with a design that's lighter, tougher, and better for the planet. Simply tear the tab, squeeze, and experience a better way to package liquids.
And welcome back to the Parts Unlimited Throttlefest presented by Carter Cat here at Budds Creek. It is round number 6 of Progressive American Flat Track. So group number 1, actually practice round number 1 and qualifying for the 450 Pro Sports is in the books. So they did a little track maintenance right now. Up next will be Mission Super Twins qualifying round number 1. That's where the times start counting. The bikes will start lining up here pretty soon. But in the meantime, prior to the Silver Dollar, when was the last time Harley-Davidson swept the Mission Super Twins podium? That is a little trivia question. You hardcore flat track fans will know exactly when that was. Do you have any idea, Colby?
Well,
you were racing.
It would have been XR 750s, I'm presuming.
Correct. So that means it's before.
So it's before 2018.
Before the Indians.
Yep. So probably 2018 before that. So it could have been 2017 or 2017. The last win was Jeffrey Carver on the XR 750 at Texas.
So it's before that.
So
2016. Yep.
All right. Let's go deep in the year at 2016.
On a track that you like.
What state?
North Carolina. I mean, that's going to give it away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, it's the same color track as your hair.
That's my first win.
That's
2016.
Why I know.
Well, that's why I don't remember,
yeah,
Scotty. I was high on life.
You were too busy
I got
celebrating.
my first win.
Here it is.
Go.
Charlotte, 2016. There's the jammer. There's Brandon Robinson. Look at this. Charlotte half mile. We used to start 6 on a row. Now we start 4. And look, there's the bright red North Carolina dirt. Kevin Clark waving the flags. And there goes Sammy Halbert on the 69. Brad Baker on the 6. Double checkered flags out. Meese would take the win by about 1 bike length right there. Meese, Robinson, and Kenny Coolbeth Jr., the last Harley-Davidson sweep, and that is Cole Davis on the back of the bike right there carrying the 21 plate for Will Davis. And, man, that was cool.
Not only a sweep, a top 5 sweep for Harley-Davidson there.
Guess what else happened that day?
I won.
Charlotte Half Mile 2016. Check this out.
This is I love this race. I'm kind of partial to it, but the battle was nuts between me,
Chase
Dalton Gaudier, and Ryan Wells here just battling it out to the line.
What bike are you on?
My dad and mine Honda 450.
Look how excited you are.
Yeah.
You were fist pumping coming off the corner. You had an open face helmet on.
Yeah, we were getting it.
You had the long hair flying.
That bike, seriously, that's my dad on the back. Kent. Yeah,
That is awesome.
Bike, thank you for that, production team. I appreciate that. That bike right there costs less than some of these riders' suspension.
Really?
I swear, yeah.
You could get a garage sale or something?
I bought it real cheap off JD Beach for $3 grand. That bike was a freestyle bike from Brett Q. He's a freestyle rider.
I know Brett Q.
I bought it for $3 grand from him. I got the suspension done for like $700. The wheels another $1,000 and some engine work. So seriously, that bike, I probably had $7,000 in it all in, and we were able to pick up the win that night.
That's crazy. I don't think I remember going back and looking at that footage. That's really cool.
I've never seen that footage. You guys are holding out on me.
How was that your first win in that class?
That was my first win ever. That was my first professional win.
That was your first professional win. Wow, that is nuts. And it was Charlotte.
That bike's still sitting in my garage right now in my house.
In Peoria or in New York?
In Peoria.
It's at your house, so I know where it's at. I'm going to come get it.
Yeah, don't say that too loud. I didn't say what.
That's awesome.
No, that was cool. Yeah, my dad got on the back. I got dirt. Jody Johnson, Jake's wife, she told me to fill up a little thing of dirt, so I still got dirt from the win race there at Charlotte, from the track.
Is that in a jar? Is it in a cup?
I'm kind of lazy, so it's still in the washcloth. That's all I had at the time. So I put a hunk of it in a washcloth, and I duct taped it with painter's tape, so it's still sitting. I think that's at my parents' house.
So that's in New York.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So have you been here before? Have you ever been to Butts Creek?
No.
Why not? You live just right down the road in New York.
Close. My aunt, I stayed at my aunt's house last night. My aunt Georgine and my uncle Jack, they lived up the road
free
here.
$99.
Yeah. They gave me some dinner. I got to see my cousins. It was really fun. Got to see DC yesterday. That was a blast. Yeah, it's a great part of the country.
It was a lot of fun. Traffic is a nightmare.
Yes, traffic is not good.
I figured that out yesterday when I landed in D.C., so traffic's a little rough. But, man, this is a really cool, the Throttlefest. It's a 4-day event. I hope it continues. It's the first time, and I hope it just continues to grow. Of course, we're the highlight this year, racing on Saturday night.
Yeah, no, it's great. And the tracks, I think we're really in for some. I know I say it a lot, I feel like. And then sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I'm a weatherman. I can get stuff wrong and still be right.
And you still get to work.
I think tonight's going to be a heck of a racetrack.
It's going to be fast. They're already taking a lot of rubber, so evidently whatever car races here, they must throw down a big-time blue groove.
I watched some car racing here, and the cushion that they have is massive. And the car racing's interesting, but I think I'm excited. I really am.
So the top of the corners kind of tapers off. That's why it looks like it's dry. When we see the aerial shot, we want them on the banking. We don't want them up there where it's flat. We want them away from the wall.
Yeah, a little safety zone up top in case someone wants to get a little physical out there, move someone around, or you make a mistake. Don't want them all the way on the bottom. No pole putt in here, so they've got them on the banking, and it's been going good so far.
There's the points coming into today's event. Cody Kopp, in his rookie season, is leading the points. Right behind him is the defending champion, Dallas Daniels. That's why he runs the #1 plate. Briar Bauman with a single-digit number is a 2-time champ sitting back there third. Davis Fisher, man, if he could just stop having some bad luck, he might be a little higher up. He's in 4th. And Trent Lowe on that Honda in the 5th position. This is the first half mile of the year. Some of these bikes have been dying to get on a big track.
Absolutely, yeah. And some of the tracks we've been to, like Sonoy's pretty big compared to this. This is a little bit bigger. And like you said, these guys are wanting to get onto this more of a half mile. Next week in Williams Grove, that's a really big half mile that we're going to be going to. But different tracks show different advantages.
I would say this is a shorter half mile.
I would say so too, but we are riding up around the banking a little bit. So you can it's definitely not as big as what we get next week. That's a huge track.
So what they're doing right now for you new fans, they're going to come out and they'll get a practice start. They're starting them a few rows deep. That way they don't tear up the main starting spots on the front 2 rows. So they're going to do a little practice start. This is your only chance for a practice start. You need to figure it out right now.
I mean, Briar just did a little bit of a hole shot device, I think.
Yeah, I've never seen him do that before on a twin.
You don't really see too many twins doing that.
All right, they're going to send them out. Here we go. Second round. Second time the bike's been on the racetrack. This is qualifying for the Mission AFT Super Twins. Dallas goes way up the racetrack. Cody's going to be checked out by himself out front on that Harley Davidson.
You see Bruce Evans is able to get back out there too after he looked like pulled off early in that last session.
I'm not sure if he's still on that primary bike. Both of his bikes look identical, so we'll have to figure that out if they already hurt one of their bikes or what happened. But hopefully it was just something minor and he's still on that primary motorcycle. So there's Cody Kopp. These are the bikes that Briar rode last year.
And they've got all the notes from Briar. David and Michelle, they're able to have all the notes from the years being with Briar. So they have little tricks and pieces from different tracks on the Harley Davidson that Briar doesn't have now. They're kind of starting from scratch. Briar talked to me for a moment. He's like, yeah, no, we're guessing. I didn't keep notes. We don't know what I did before. This is all brand new white page. Well, a little hard. Wheelie there on the backstretch.
And sometimes, you know, when you're riding as a privateer, you're taking all the notes. You know, me and my dad did it. You and your dad probably did it. You were probably charged with making the notes and when we got done at the end of the night.
Yeah.
But as a professional rider, when you're riding for a team, those mechanics keep all the
So in
notes.
that video of that race I won, I have those notes. As soon as I got on the big team with Essenson, I didn't keep a single note ever.
Nothing. Not even what day.
Looking back now, it was a mistake. If I wanted to go racing, I should have been trying to keep notes backdoor by myself in case of this situation like Ryer. If he would have asked more questions and been able to take some notes, he'd be a little bit farther ahead. You know, there's times when we see him in the beginning of the day, maybe in not a slump, but he doesn't know, like he's trying to figure out gearing. And if you waste a whole session trying to figure out what gearing to run, and Scotty, that could be 2/10 right there, and you can end up qualifying in 7th instead of 2nd, you know?
There's Davis Fisher on the Rackley Racing KTM number 67, currently 4th quick here in qualifying round number 1. He's going to make a pass on Dallas Daniels at the inside and gets the pass completed before they go off into this corner.
Dallas looked like he made a mistake and ended up on that flat spot coming through 1 and 2 as we're going to get 1 lap left. Dallas not going to be able to get a clean lap here with this one. McGrain up to 3rd.
Logan McGrain on the team from Pennsylvania up to that 3rd spot. There is Bruce Evans deeper in the field, not quite having, and now he's looking down again. He's got his right foot turned completely sideways. Now both feet off the pegs. Bruce Evans has another problem on the 26 bike, trying to get the bike low down. Something's wrong with that thing.
Significant.
Maybe it's hot. Maybe it's on.
I don't know. It looked like his swing arm was going. I mean, it's not, but it looked like his back end was shaking back and forth.
Maybe the swing arm bolt came loose. He wanted to go across the track as soon as possible. He's trying to push it.
It looks like it's fine, but it did look like something was shaking back to side to side.
He's trying to get it back quickly, so something definitely amiss with the 26 bike.
Yeah, that's hate to see that, but the session's all done. It's going to be Cody Cobb.
How about look who's in 2nd? The Aprilia. Dalton Gauthier 2nd, 1:8.567. Let's watch the 26 right here. The back end's kind of hopping around a little bit. I don't see anything wrong right there, but he's looking down, so he feels something on that bike, and he pulls off immediately. Both feet came off the pegs, which makes, I was thinking maybe there's oil on the foot pegs, but it's not dripping anything.
I'm at a loss. I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, for a guy that just came off his first ever career podium at the last round to struggle in both practice and now first round of qualifying, that's unusual. Here's group number 2 of your Mission AFT Super Twins. There's Dan the Man. Good to see him back at the racetrack.
Absolutely. I was just thinking that he had a big spill at the 2nd round there in Daytona, so good to see him being able to join us. And so many of the riders here racing with us today are from this part of the country, whether it be Pennsylvania or
New York,
anywhere in this New England area.
Yeah, there you got the 34 Cam Smith from New York. You also got Cody Johncox from right over by where you grew up in New York. You know, a couple of guys that we don't see on the circuit all the time, and then Harvitt's back there on the 22, the mower. It's good to see him back on the racetrack as well. And then Jared Vanderkoy deep in the field on the number 20 bike. Here we go. This is qualifying group number 2, round number 1, Mission AFT Super Twins. Declan Bender will lead him into that first corner on the 70 bike.
He doesn't want to follow anyone. He had a really good session there in free practice, so now that he's got a completely open track, he can push as hard as he wants.
So you call Jet Katarzi the California kid. Now you got the other California kid, the 49 Chad Coast. Is he the California OG? What are you going to call him?
I don't know. I'm done with giving nicknames.
Because you got in trouble already?
Well, it's like he asked for it, but he did win. He held up his end of the bargain.
So you had to, too.
You know, I don't know.
This could be a good track for Chad.
I mean, he needs to. It's time to have a good run. The team's been working really hard. Ashley and the whole team, they're trying to give him the best motorcycle possible. Look at that, immediately up to 2nd.
Yeah, I think this is a good track for Chad Coast. You know, sometimes a slippery blue groove just right up his alley.
I think it's got grip, Scotty. I think this track's got a ton of grip.
Well, they were pulling the front wheel down the straightaway, so maybe it's not slippery per se as much, but just maybe all the rubber. As he goes to the top spot, Chad Coast, 1:8.268 for the California kid.
There's so much grip out there, Scotty, from what I'm seeing. Yeah, I mean, you see these guys really getting on the gas hard, and it's just driving forward. No one's really stuck out too much. And another key point is, I think the grip on the racetrack's helping to the wheel chatter that I was talking about earlier. But yeah, what did you just point out there?
I just point out Dallas Daniels, our defending champ, is 14th in this first round of qualifying, so he's struggling a little bit. Maybe he was shifted, and maybe shifting is not the answer.
Like I was talking about, it'd be very tough to shift between Chad Coast starting to try. Oh, I mean, these guys are 1 and 2 right now. It's Chad Coast is first, Declan Bender is second. I think Chad's getting frustrated that he can't get by Declan.
Yeah, maybe he could go faster yet, but right now he's on the back tire of the 70, which is pushing the 70 along. It's Coast, 1:08.258. White flag coming out. Bender looks over his shoulder. I wrote down the 49. Maybe I wrote it down too soon as the 70 bike is still out front leading. And now Cameron Smith has jumped up to 4th.
Cameron Smith.
Yamaha, Harley, and Yamaha.
We talked about it. In my opinion, the Yamaha has a good chance today to be one of the better motorcycles because of the way that the power comes on, with how tight these corners are and how long the straightaways. You really want to pour the gas on heavy there right towards the end and just kind of skirt off the corner.
Chad Coast, 1:08.25. Ian Wolf jumps up to 5th on that last lap on the other Honda.
And then we've got Cody Kopp on the lone Harley Davidson there sitting inside of the top 5.
Yeah, how about this? A new track with some new guys up on top of the board in qualifying. Chad Coast 1st, Declan Bender 2nd, Cameron Smith 4th, Ian Wolf 5th, Dalton Gauthier on the Aprilia is 6th, and then you got Breyer back there in 7th. We're shifting gears to our Kicker AFT singles class, single cylinder motorcycles. 450s coming out. There's a look at the point standing coming in. It's Drain at the top spot with 98 points, 2 wins on the season. Bruner's in 2nd. Then you got the First Impressions Husqvarna. Sadoff is 3rd. The 28 Tadman is 4th. And then Justin Jones from Holly, New York up there in that 5th spot. What do you call him?
Pork chop.
There you go. I'll just make sure you said that one. Threw you under the bus and then backed up over you. Sitting 5th in the point standings. This is qualifying round number 1. Drain on the 1. Bruner's 21, 88 Sadoff, 28 Cage Tadman, 91 Justin Jones, 75 Santero, 63 Jared Lowe, 83 Braden Fanders, the 10 is Walker Porter, 113 the rookie Jack Brooks, 41 is Ryder Reese, 31 Evan Kelleher, and the 66 is Logan Eisenhard. Colby's got a terrible look in his face right now. He can't hear nothing, so we'll carry this for a little while. There is Cage Tadman, the flying Filipino on the 28 bike. I think this is a great track for him. Puts his foot on the foot peg as soon as he can to get the weight transferred to that rear wheel. Not working?
You're sounding a little rough, Scotty, in my head. I'm just going to turn the volume all the way down and talk to myself here. How about that?
Tadman on the 28 bike goes to the top spot, 1:08.234. That's the fastest lap we've seen so far, and it's in the singles class.
I think the track just keeps getting faster and faster, too. The rubber is kind of going down. I mean, the coloring hasn't really changed a lot since from free practice, really. It kind of got that black stripe down pretty quick, but the times keep dropping, whether it be in the Pro Sport class or now the singles class, and we saw Chad Coast put in the fastest time, so now Cage Tadman's got the track record. Let's give it to him. Are we gonna do that?
1:08.098 for Cage Tadman, the quickest we've seen so far today, which will be a track record. He just downshifts going into the corner to help slow that motorcycle down. That's turn 1, now into turn 2. He'll upshift right about there to take it down the back straight. And Terrence Santero was 2nd, and Evan Kelleher goes to 2nd on the 31 bike.
Yeah, and Kelleher was the fastest guy in that first session, so he's feeling good today and already hopping into those low 18s, but Tadman drops it down to the 17-second mark.
Drain moves up to 4th. Just as I say that, he goes back to 5th as Sadoff now moves to 4th on the 88 bike. Here comes Ryder Reese up to 2nd for
Another one of those
sophomore riders.
Yeah, and there's so, like I talked about it a few times, there's so many riders from this neck of the woods that feels good. They spent all those weeks out in California, glad to be back home, glad to be on dirt that they're more familiar with.
Sleep in their own beds for a couple of nights.
Could be.
Ryder Reese, New York's finest, is up to 2nd. As I say that, Kelleher from Massachusetts goes to 2nd. So it's California rider, Massachusetts in 2nd, Ryder Reese from New York, and then Illinois rider in 4th. One of the FBI, the fast boys from Illinois. Santero, another California rider in 5th. Oh man! Woo!
He got off the edge of the tire there, and
his heart is racing like mine is.
Oh, he's lucky. Yeah,
oh,
he got that thing off the edge of the tire towards the dust, and that thing was so lucky he didn't come around on him. He's still pulling a wheelie.
Oh my gosh!
Clear the mind out a little bit.
Look, he's putting that
thing straight up and down. I can't wait to get a full replay of that.
Oh my gosh! I don't know if I should write that down. We got a whole nother group yet. It seems like each group is getting faster and faster. And then we got another group. This is qualifying. Let's look at this replay. Watch the number 31 right here. Gets it really sideways, 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 sideways. The right foot comes off, and usually you go up on your lid, and he hangs onto it. How about a round of applause for Kelleher right there? My goodness. And then he celebrates down the back straight.
So that can happen when you have so much grip like this and you just suddenly lose grip. It'll snap like that really hard. You don't see too many riders doing that here today, but Kelleher gave us a perfect example of that moment when it can snap.
Group 2, qualifying round 1, 60 Skylar Sintel. Jordan Bolak on the 156 from Canada. 56 Jordan Jean, 43 is the Kill Switch. Jacob Vanderkoy, 277 is Savage, 132 is Bronson Pierce, 225 is Tyler Cunningham, 252 is Dylan Cunningham, the identical twins. 89 is Trevor Martin. 210, Jackson Sangles. 122 is Johnny Boy. KTM Johnny on the 122, and Jet Katarzi on the 117, his first pro race. This is qualifying round 1. I'm not writing anything down.
They keep going faster and faster, Scotty.
It's like they're on the end of a tether ball, getting around faster and faster, getting more and more momentum as Bolak goes up by the wall right here in the front straight. Jared Lowe got up to third. When we were watching Kelleher just about come off the motorcycle, Jared Lowe jumped into the third place in the 18.044. Tapping at 17.949. We are dropping the times, man. Look at the fastest twin was Chad with the 18.258.
Bolak going up the track there, either making a mistake or trying to see if there's anything up there. But Tadman, it's not surprising, Scott, if you really think about it, because we're, about a third of the way through this season now. Cage is on a brand new team, a brand new motorcycle, on the Honda, a brand new material of chassis. So now he's starting to flow with the bike. Nick Henderson and the whole team over there trying to get him as comfortable as possible, and we're seeing the results of that.
How hard is it, like growing up on a KTM or a Husqvarna, to switch to a Honda, completely different chassis?
It can take a while, especially if deep down you kind of favor one over the other. And if you've grown up your whole life on a steel chassis, hopping back over to an aluminum can take you a while because they have strengths and weaknesses.
Skylar Sintel on the screen right now, the 60 bike, a third generation racer. He is up there in 9th with a, let's see, 18.275. 18.275 for Skylar Sintel from Michigan. Definitely shifting the singles. We probably won't see it in the twins class. We did see Dallas was doing it early on in practice. We'll see if they continue. Sintel definitely went up too high down there in turn number 2, lost some time. I would have thought Skylar would be better on a cushion racetrack, but it looks like he's got this groove track dialed in. There's the checkered flag from Big P, our flag man.
Yeah, right now we just got to know from the front of the truck that the top 9 in this section are all faster than the fastest twin.
That is pretty incredible.
Just meaning, too, these kids are going fast. They're able to shift the bikes, but the track just keeps getting faster and faster the more grip gets laid down. Here's we get a replay of Sintel.
Sintel got a little bit sideways right there. Still a little sideways, and he already upshifted right there, right in the middle of the corner. Looked like.
No, right there he grabbed it.
But it looked like he did it again. Maybe that was the opening lap or something, but he's trying to go underneath the hash marks on the inside. That is a suggestion. You can ride down there as low as you want. You can ride anywhere on this racetrack, but they are suggestion lines for the bottom and for the top. And now we'll bring out the AFT 450 Pro Sport class. Stock 450s coming to the racetrack. 11Ws, Wyland Seeger. 17D, Dylan Barris. 21, Loac Nadeau. 23X, Mateo Racine. 26, Cody Mishi from Convoy, Ohio. 27, Camlin Durrell. 58 is Dylan Durrell. 65 is Rhett Larson. 88, Adam Costin Wood. 99, Brody Hansen. Brianna McHughes on the 218. She was fast in that practice session. And the 313 is Bang the Train Nance from all the way from Colorado. So there's the Canadian rider, the Flying Tomato, 23 on the number plate. It is qualifying for your kicker, for your Pro Sport 450. This is their second qualifying session, so they didn't have practice earlier. This is qualifying round number 2. The next time we'll see them will be a heat race.
Mateo Racine out front.
The Flying Tomato, are you okay with that?
Yeah, as long as he keeps doing good.
If he does bad, we're not going to use it.
No, as long as he's a good kid. It's cool to see the name continue, and he was able to pick up the win yesterday. I can't really wait to see him. I wish we had one of these races at Lima because he could really let it loose on the cushion half mile there.
Yeah, he's a good rider, an up-and-comer. Mateo Racine. Loac Nadeau is on the 21. He is also a Canadian rider, so 2 Canadians, 1 and 2. As I say that, Bang Nance goes to the top spot. The Colorado riders, look at this KTM in the top 4 spots. You can really hear the tires chatter going into turn 1. Brianna McHugh up there in the 6th spot. She is on the 214. She's all the way from Georgia on a gas. Riding for Mission Foods and Roof Systems. Up the inside, the 21 of Nadeau, trying to make some time. Gets by Adam Costin Wood on the 88. That's a nice clean pass.
It is a good thing to do that, Scotty, at a point, because you do want to put in your best qualifying times, but it is nice to be able to know where you can pass.
How about Camlin Durrell going up to second? Wasn't even going to race until he got here yesterday, and he signed up and he raced in this class. He was going to ride a couple other classes, and he said, I'll ride this class. Now Camlin Durrell, named after Davey Camlin, running the 27, is up to second quick. Just as I say, that goes to third. Now back to second. Now to the top spot. Little Camlin Durrell's on the move. There he is, the 27.
And these riders are almost getting down to that 18 flat time range. I mean, these pro sports are almost there with the AFT singles lap times.
They're going faster than the Super Twins, but the track is continuing to get faster every time they go out. So it looks like Camlin Durrell is going to hang on to the top spot in qualifying. 1:08.149. That was a great effort right there. Here's the pass, the 21, Loic Nadeau going up the inside of Adam Costin Wood, and then Costin Wood's just up there and a little bit stuffed right off the edge of the groove, and it's just not as fast up there right now. Maybe when the nightfall happens, it'll get fast up there.
It could get a little bit faster up there. The groove is wide, though, right now. I mean, there's room for 2 bikes to be able to go around there.
I just want to see if that Highland's going to come in. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. They're going to do a little track maintenance, but our very own Ricky Rackman caught up with Corey Texter yesterday, so we'll take a listen to that. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, qualifying round number 2 here at Budds Creek.
It's Friday, the day before the big event, but there's a big event happening right here at Budds Creek. And I'm here with Corey Texter, the Corey Texter of CTR, who's doing this summer showcase. And now that you're not in racing, well, you're still in racing, but you're kind of helping bring all the new talent up in flat track, right?
Yeah, man, it seems like we're doing quite a few of these now recently, man. We're just on the West Coast. Now we're back on the East Coast, so coast to coast, promoting amateur flat track racing, trying to give these kids opportunities to promote themselves and give them just, I don't know, just cool showcases, events that they can be proud of and the parents can have fun with. And yeah, it's been awesome racing every race. The kids are getting better, and it's cool to see their progress over the months.
Because you've done the winter throwdown for a while, and if that wasn't stressful enough for you, you said, you know what, I need to add more stress to my life. Or is it stressful? Is it really fun?
Man, I love motorcycles, so it's fun, but it's also a job, and just it's a lot of pressure to put on good events to make sure that, again, that they can enjoy it and they're proud of. So I love it. It's a blessing to be able to be around motorcycles and call it a career, but just trying to give these kids good opportunities on good racetracks. Racing the same weekend as the pro stuff is amazing. It's been a long time coming, and I'm just so grateful to be able to finally put it together.
And your son Cruz is racing a lot now.
Yes, he's racing.
I watch him on social media, and I'm like, that makes me feel old to see this little kid getting better and better and better.
Yeah, it happens quick. It's been a journey, but no, it's a lot of extra work, man. Like I'm promoting the race. I got Cruz racing 3 or 4 classes every race. It's good opportunities for him as well to be on the live streaming. Like people watch him and they can see his talent along with all the other kids, and it creates exposure for these kids that they don't see at a lot of amateur races across the country. Is that live streaming, that exposure, that the social media presence. It's been really cool, and yeah, the kids seem to love it, man. It's
just to change the subject a little bit, social media has become a very important part for building up the characters and personality of these racers.
It's so important, and that's something we focus a lot of time on with Cruz as well. We try to really promote his channels and promote the sport through his channels. I do make sure I tell sponsors and people I talk to for him, I'm like, he's not a social media kid. He's a racer. We're here to race. We're here to win. If we can promote the sport through social, with that, it's a bonus. But it's so important, man. It's crazy. Like every year, it's more and more important. I mean, it was like 10 years ago, we were on MySpace, and here we are.
Oh, so I should get off MySpace now?
Yeah, MySpace. Nah, it's cool. It's just you got to stay up to date. You got to stay learning. Every year is something new. I was just telling Dale Jones, my tech guy, about ChatGPT. He didn't know what ChatGPT was, dude. So I'm like, yeah, it's just everything there's new.
Flat track will never be eliminated by AI. That's something I'm very, very happy about. When's the next CTR event so people can come check out the new talent?
Yeah, so we got this race here at Budds Creek. Then next weekend, we're at Williams Grove Speedway, which is 55 minutes from my house. I'm pumped on that. Iconic car racing track that my grandpa grew up racing cars at. And then we'll finish off with Hohenwald, Tennessee, June 5th. And then I'm helping Mr. Meese out with his Lima event. We're going to have one at Lima we added there at the 11th hour, 12th hour, whatever. But no, we're excited to keep these going.
Very cool. Good to see you again, my friend Corey Texter.
Royal Enfield, the oldest motorcycle manufacturer in continuous production, is celebrating its 125th anniversary, delivering an exciting year of events, rides, and racing. The 2026 Moto Anatomy powered by Royal Enfield features champion Johnny Lewis serving as coach to the new lead rider, Evan Renshaw. In addition, Royal Enfield once again features a new lineup of build, train, race, all-female flat-track racers that compete on the AFT Pro Circuit throughout the year. Visit RoyalEnfield.com to find a Royal Enfield dealer to demo the ever-growing lineup of premium-styled, incredibly affordable motorcycles, including the new Classic 650. Learn more about the past, present, and future of Royal Enfield on its social media channels and discover ways to join its 125th anniversary celebration activities in 2026. Royal Enfield, pure motorcycling since 1901. Freedom on the road starts with the right coverage. That's why so many riders depend on Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Visit Progressive.com to customize your policy and get great coverage, low rates, and a quote in just 3 minutes. Kicker Performance Audio is your fuel for living loud and a proud supporter of American Flat Track, the original extreme sport. 50 years and counting, Kicker has been the world leader in audio gear for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and America's roads. Kicker Audio is living loud.
Strider balance bikes are the best way to teach young children to ride ridiculously early.
Right now, as it heads on down to the line, Johnson. Here comes company. Johnson's got a dive bomber on the inside.
While they are busy having a blast, they're also continuing to develop fundamental riding skills like balance, leaning, and steering. And when your not-so-little one is ready for a bigger bike, the Strider 14X takes the baton. But remember, it's just the beginning of many adventures ahead.
Mission Foods is proud to be the official tortilla and tortilla chip company of American Flat Track. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission has the products you need to take your race day to the finish line. Now that's too fast, too tasty. Born in the heart of the Great Smoky Mountains, Sugarlands is a family-owned, award-winning house of spirits. They craft moonshine, sippin' creams, and more rooted in Appalachian tradition, and are proud to be the official moonshine of Progressive American Flat Track. Explore the lineup at sugarlands.com. Win every race with VP Racing. VP Power Sports lubricants are designed for maximum performance and protection. Formulated specifically for 2-stroke and 4-stroke applications, VP offers a wide line of oil blends and weights that can give you the edge and performance you need. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com.
And welcome back to the Parts Unlimited Throttlefest, presented by Carter Cat here at Budds Creek for round number 6 of Progressive American Flat Track. Here's some of the action that's been going on at this 4-day event here in Budds Creek. Looks like the little pit bike racing right here that we were checking out earlier. There's been a lot of stuff happening on every single day. Friday was the pit bikes, cornhole, and kicker Barbie car. But yesterday when Colby got to town, he went to D.C. Let's check this out. You and your wife.
Checked it out.
Here we are for round 6 of the American Flat Track season at Budds Creek Motocross Park, our nation's capital, just 45 miles up the road. So before we get racing later tonight, let's check it out.
How do we date fossils? Probably start with dinner and a movie.
Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States. Fun fact, that facial reaction is what my crew chief looked like most of the time when I raced. This is the Washington Monument behind me, finished in 1884 finally. That was the tallest building in the world at that time at 555 feet tall. But rumor has it, this is the trophy for later tonight.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. My wife, filmer, producer, the whole deal. That was a good time, man. DC is a great spot to be. If you've never been there before, it's fun to go around. And
where was the picture, or where's the Evil Knievel motorcycle and the picture of Kevin Stallings out there on the
it's
99
in the
bike?
Smithsonian, the Air and Space Museum, my favorite museum in the country. I remember I went there as a child on an 8th grade field trip, had a great time. But when I walked in there yesterday, I didn't know I was going to see someone that I spent a lot of time racing against, and even my sport in that museum. I mean, there's a couple million people a year that definitely go through there, and all the 8th grade. I think every 8th grader in the country at some point walks through that museum. So Kevin Stallings, he's getting, whoever sponsored him at that time is getting prime real estate.
Lots of love. And I look like I saw you on that airplane. Was that you, or is that one of the Wright brothers on that airplane? It looked like you.
I know they did a coin toss to see who would fly it first, and the one brother that did get the chance to do it, I can't remember the name right now, it actually crashed on takeoff. Didn't make,
really?
Just made it, didn't get going fast enough.
Orville and Wilbur, right?
Yeah, yes, that is correct.
I don't know which one got to fly first.
Yeah, it was too heavy on the first attempt, so they had to cut some weight. And then I wonder if the other brother that lost the coin toss, maybe he was the first one to take flight. But yeah, the whole thing, man, I really enjoy this place. There's so much history here. And big semi-quincentennial, Scotty. The semi-quincentennial this year, 250 years of America.
How'd you come up with that?
I didn't come up with it.
We're celebrating.
That's why I had to go talk to someone smarter than me about all the wheel chatter, and it was easy to find someone smarter than me, tell you.
We're going to celebrate that on the 4th of July in DuQuoin, just in not much further away.
Absolutely, a semi-quincentennial, and then the Colby 29th birthday the next day.
The Colby birthday the next day?
I was trying to think of a high number, but that's it. 29.
29?
29.
Your first annual 29th birthday.
I need to get to 30 so I can do 30-plus class.
Race on the day before the race.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're almost there. You can do it. Wait until you're over 50. Whew. Yeah, we heard at DuQuoin we're gonna have some mud wrestling going on and people dressed as Uncle Sam, you and Robbie Bobby. Yeah, winner gets to sit in that seat.
Yeah, we're pulling out all the stops for the semi-quincentennial. And
you just like saying that word.
It's a cool word. We're not going to be able to say it again.
All right, so tell me, why Are they having that wheel chatter? You said the track is fast, but you also said the second group has the better advantage. So tell me about the wheel chatter first, and then let's talk about why the second group's going faster.
Right now, I mean, I touched on it a little bit at Silver Dollar if you weren't listening to that. So there's so much grip in the racetrack on the groove where they're riding. So when the bike goes from being straight to kicked out a little bit, the back end is just catching grip at a sliding angle. And each time you do that, it just can't. There's the slipper clutch that they have in the bike's not big enough. So if you, in sense, pulled the clutch lever all the way in, you're just going to go right through the corner.
Freewheel.
Yeah, so as soon as you kick the back end of the motorcycle out, the RPMs, it's starting to go, the engine braking's kicking up in the motorcycle, and then it just starts to grab and grab and grab.
Okay. That's why I've never had that before. I never had a slipper clutch when I was racing.
That's what you need.
I don't even know if they had them back then.
But the downside of the slipper clutch is you don't have the engine braking, so you won't have the wheel chatter, but your bike's not going to want to stop. You're going to have a harder time getting it turned into the corner.
So I got an interesting note here. They were talking about how fast these bikes were running. A lot of people ask us our questions, you know, how fast are we going? Well, you know, on a mile racetrack, you get up to about 140 on the straightaways. So we just saw the fastest lap so far of the day was a 17.949, and that would be a 100.28 mile average on a true half mile. This looks like it's a little bit smaller than half miles. We're looking at Kelleher. I don't know how in the world he saved that right there, but so we're right at about 100 mile an hour average.
We need to get someone at home. We need you to hop on Google and map out the lines that they're taking to see actually how many feet these riders are going around the track to see if we are.
And you got to think about, too, we've made where the bottom third of the racetrack isn't even usable. So maybe where they're going is maybe a true half mile.
It's got to be close, I would think.
So we're at about 100.28 mile an hour average if this is a half mile around. So it's pretty incredible how fast we're going. And
I couldn't believe it.
For the first time we've ever been here, these riders are adapting like we've been here several times. They're going so fast right now, Colby.
Yeah, and then the other point to that was some of the riders in the first groups, you know, we're seeing some different names at the top of the boards right now, and we're seeing some of the names that we typically see at the top a lot lower down. So they're watering the track. They've been watering it between sessions, and it's a little bit greasy going on. So the first group's really kind of burning that off. So the later sessions are able to take advantage of the track being drier and more grippier.
It's the first half mile in the season, but half miles are also pretty regular on our circuit. And Jared Meese is the winningest half mile rider in history with 37 Grand National victories. Scott Parker was second, 35. Will Davis third with 26. Chris Carr's here, he's 25. Then there's Kenny Coolbeth Jr. He said he rode here on a little bike way back in the day. Jay Springsteen, he'll be at Lima. He's got 21. Steve Moorhead is here, the Findlay Flyers, 19. Bart Markell with 18. Joe Kopp with 16, and Breyer is the only active rider on that list right now, making his way up there with all the, you know, the Mount Rushmores of our sport.
Yeah, he's a short track winningest rider. He's got a ways to go in this one, but Breyer Bauman's on the hot streak, and we saw what he did last year when he was able to start clicking them off. Man, he really had them going last year.
Yeah, he sure did. So, you know, we got a couple of half miles in a row. We go to Williams Grove, Pennsylvania next weekend, a car track, but a bigger half mile. So we'll see if we see the same runners as we got running here as we do next weekend. But up next will be our second round of qualifying for the Mission Super Twins, then the second round of qualifying for the Kicker AFT Singles, and then our Pro Sport 450 heat race already. And I have the heat race lineup, and there goes Steve Moorhead right there, currently with 19 half miles on his career. And he's pulling off on his scooter, and he'll be, you know, stationed over here so we can watch what's going on. And he's usually one of the first ones to our accidents. You know, when the track is safe, when the track is clear, he'll be one of the first people to get out there because as a former racer, he knows what to do. Shut that bike off if he needs to, tend to the rider if he needs to do that.
What was your best track type?
Man, I like car tracks with a big blue groove.
You think you would have done good here today?
I think I would have. I like this racetrack. You mentioned your first win. My first pro win was in Fort Morgan, Colorado on a high bank short track with a very dark dirt, but it was a high bank racetrack with a nice groove on it. So I like the car tracks. Growing up in Oklahoma, that's pretty much all we had. If we wanted a cushion track, we had to start traveling out east. So I like the car tracks myself. There are the bikes staged up for our second round of qualifying. This time when they come on the racetrack, they go straight to it. You just said the group number 2 has a little bit more of an advantage because it's a little bit slicker in that first session.
They did. I don't know if they put water down. I know some of the teams and riders were trying to get them to not because the track doesn't really have any dust right now, and the water's not helping the track get any faster necessarily. What's helping it get faster is just more rubber going down, and so that's more tires. So right now, I guess we'll know pretty quickly on if they did put water down or not. But Cody Kopp, man, even though he had the rest of his first group here kind of struggling a little bit deeper on, he was still third in qualifying 1. So let's see what he's able to do now.
This is qualifying round number 2. We take the best lap from qualifying round 1 or qualifying round number 2. That gets you into a heat race. We'll have 2 heat races later on in both classes. We'll take the top 6 out of those heat races into the main events. If you don't finish in the top 6 spots, you come back in that last chance qualifier. Nobody wants to do that. Mission AFT Super Twins pulling onto the racetrack, qualifying round number 2.
I'd like a big... Got to keep an eye on the 26, Aiden Roos Evans. Haven't seen him pull out. Didn't see him yet. I'm sure he is out there, but man, he's had a struggle those first 2 sessions, and he is on a hot streak, getting his first podium last round, so I hope they've been able to sort that out.
There's Kopp on the 12. Rookie season is leading the points right now. He won the 2 season openers down at Daytona. He's finished 2nd at the next 3 rounds, so it's pretty incredible for a rookie.
Yeah, and to be honest, just getting 2nd consistently, it's been a little bit quiet because he's kind of been by himself in those races, hasn't gotten a lot of TV time, which necessarily isn't a bad thing because having your worst finish as a 2nd, that's a great scenario to be able to go after a championship. But we talked about it a little bit. This could be another round where he finally gets back up to that top step.
We'll have to wait and see how the track unfolds. You know, when we first got here, it looked like possibly with these long straightaways that it might favor the Japanese bike, but the Harley-Davidsons look just as strong here today. 12 is Cody Kopp, our 3-time singles champion. He's got a 1:7.855. That's the fastest lap we've seen in the Super Twins class.
So they must have not put any water down, and Dallas Daniels immediately down to that 18-second zero. So 100 mile an hour, that's what we're saying here, but Dallas Daniels at 18.001 right there.
That's the average speed. That's not a top speed. That's the average speed around this racetrack. So they must be going pretty good down the straightaways.
So Cody Kopp's not using any clutch at all with his finger on the entrance. He hasn't done it at all this lap. In my theory, I would be trying to pull in just a little bit of the lever, not pulling it in, but just taking the tension out of the cable. Whenever I was on the G&G bikes, I was able to have the wheel spin let up, and I did that. But a lot of these bikes, they've seemed like Dallas's bike seems a lot more in control, a lot more stable since early on when those first sessions were out there.
Whoever's going to be fastest in this round of qualifying will be the fast qualifier right now. It's Cody Kopp, 1:7.798. As Trent Lowe goes up to 2nd on that Honda, 1:7.896. This is only the first group. We got a whole nother group to go, so I'm not writing it down just yet. Dallas drops to 3rd. Hunter Bauer, your former ride, is up there in the 6th spot.
Maybe he's pulling the clutch.
Maybe he's listening to you. Checkered flag is out. Group number 1 qualifying. Round 2 for your Mission AFT Super Twins. Kopp, Trent Lowe, Dallas Daniels, Briar Bauman, and Logan McGrain up there in 5th. Here's Kopp, really putting his left foot way out there. Now get all the weight on that back seat, and that's why that front end came up, because he got all that traction on that rear wheel.
Yeah, this track looks really fun. You can ride it super aggressively right now. It's taking everything that you're willing to give it with the throttle. Hardest part right now is just getting it into the corner and keeping it stable.
Look at his right arm kind of bouncing around as he's hanging onto that throttle. So it
looks a lot better than it did earlier as far as the wheel chatter coming in. His bike's looking a lot more stable than we saw in free practice.
Did they make some changes, or is he riding it different?
It's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to go find out in the halftime, huh?
Group 2, final round of qualifying for your Mission AFT Super Twins. The 70 is Bender, 62 is Bromley, 49 Coast, 29 is Ross, 34 is Cam Smith, 13 is Mishler, 96 is John Cox, 57 Ian Wolf, 20 is Jared Vandekoy, 27 is Wyatt Vaughn, and the 22 is Mitch Harvitt from Pennsylvania, the mower.
Let's see what Chad Coast and Declan Bender are going to be able to do in this one now that their times have been basically erased from that top spot since the track's gotten faster since last time out.
They probably don't know that. You know, been sitting back there in the penalty area.
There's a chance
in the holding pen.
There's a chance. Some riders like to know and have like their crew chief there with their phone to show live timing to see what is up with the track. So there's a scenario that maybe they did.
What would you like to? Would you like to have seen that?
I would like to know. Yeah.
So you know that you got to go faster.
Well, you know what to expect. You know that if you see that Cody went out there and did a 17, that means you can push harder. There's more grip in the track, so you can ride it a little bit more aggressively. So I would.
Chad Coates on the 49 jumps up to 5th. He puts Logan McGrain back to 6th. The top 8 spots are what's important, because that'll put you on the front row of a heat race.
That will put you to the front row. Hunter Bauer still staying strong in 7th there.
He was in that first group. Bromley up to 10th, and now as I say that, Bender goes to 10th. Bromley goes back to 13th. Vandekoy is up to the 13th spot. Dalton Gauthier, the Aprilia, is in 11th.
And it's good to see Trent Lowe back up to the top. It's been a while since we saw him. Really haven't talked about him too much since Daytona.
I think the bigger tracks have definitely helped him. Daytona was very good for him. He did have that one mechanical issue, but you know, he's been near the front, just not as close as he is right now. And a good rebound also for Dallas, who was in the 12th or 13th spot for that first round. He's up there third.
It's good to see Cam Smith back out here, too. He could be lethal at any time on a track like this. He just shows up and can race so hard in the main event. Chad Coast goes to the top spot.
The California OG rider goes to the top spot. Chad Coast 17.792. I'm glad I didn't write it down yet. This is a good track for Chad.
I'm happy for the team.
Yeah, for sure.
First-year team putting in a big effort here, spending a lot of money, putting a lot of development into these motorcycles. They picked them up. Ashley and Chad have been working very hard. Is Chad content? He's pulling out of the way.
He's on cruise control.
Session must be over.
Already took the checkered flag.
He's going so fast the sessions are over, Scotty.
That's right. 17.792. Quick time for Chad Coast.
Wow. When's the last time that he got fast qualifier?
Man, it had to have been on a single, probably.
Springfield short track, way back.
But maybe he won there in Wisconsin at that Cedar Lake. I got the victory lap in that.
Oh, I'm talking in this class, in the premier
this
class.
I don't know. It's maybe since he's on Indian. He was riding for Indian Oklahoma City for a little while.
Yeah.
There's Cam Smith taking a look at a replay of the 34 bike. They're going below the suggested line down here. I think that's okay. I think we'd rather have them up a little bit higher.
You think our statistician will get us the last time Chad Coast got a fast qualifier? You know, the fastest way we do it, you just go ask Chad.
Oh, well, that too. Or I can text Bert Sumner.
He probably have it.
He probably knows it off the top of his head.
And I want premier class, though.
I do too. Yeah.
I think he's probably gotten a premier class fast qualifier.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he has. Here we go. Kicker AFT singles on the racetrack. Their second round of qualifying. Final round of qualifying. The time to beat is 28 by Tadman, 17.949. So Chad Coast just went the fastest we've seen out of anybody so far today. So that's a new track record.
Yeah, we're going to get a new one here out of this group. I bet Cage Tadman or whoever it is going to be is that they're going to speed up. So we will beat that 17-second lap.
17.792 for Chad Coast. 17.949 was Tadman in the singles class. You see Drain downshifted. He's got the clear shield on right now. Wants to see everything he's going into. Bruner behind him. Sadoff on the 88 bike right behind him.
The twins are going to be fast here because they do have that extra horsepower and torque to really pull them down this long straightaway off these corners.
But I kind of thought the 450s would be stronger too because they could downshift and use the RPMs to come off the corner and then upshift.
I think with so much grip on the racetrack right now, is that the track record? 17.758?
It sure is.
Oh, by 400ths.
Yeah.
Tom Drain to the point.
Fastest lap we've seen was Drain last time by for the Australian rider.
Yeah, this is a cool racetrack, and no surprise to see Tom up front. Really strong, fast motorcycle is going to be a key today as Tadman now takes over the top spot.
And the 88 of Sadoff is stuck in behind Bruner. Bruner running fourth, but Sadoff's on the back tire. Is he maybe slowing him down a little bit?
Yeah.
There he goes.
He needs to get by him.
Ooh, I thought he was going to do it right there. You know, what I found interesting, too, is the 21 was adding a lot of weight to that rear wheel, so maybe trying to slow down, you know, maybe get some grunt off the corners, some pull off the corners.
It's a lot of grip on the racetrack right now.
Tadman to the top spot, 17.705, fastest lap we've seen. So Tadman was fastest in that first qualifying session, now fastest in session number 2. Sadoff's looking for a way to get by the 21 by.
Sadoff's going to be frustrated with himself that he didn't get the opportunity to get by Trevor because he had a lap. Yeah, he's pulling off at.
Well, he threw it in there too deep, went off the racetrack.
Off the racing
unfortunately,
group, he probably should have pulled up and gotten a free lap away from Trevor because that did hold him up. He's still third overall, but Cage Tadman.
Ooh, Santero jumps up to second on the Mission Foods entry, 17.641. The rookie Jack Brooks moves up to fifth. Sadoff is in fourth. Still be a front row start for a heat race. Tadman's doing little wheelies on the back straightaway.
Feeling good.
Feeling froggy.
Fast qualifier, potentially. We still have another group of them.
Watch the one downshift right there. Barely even putting that left foot down. Of course, for you new fans, we have a steel shoe on our left foot. That's kind of a third pivot point going into the corner, and he's got that thing barely even touching the ground. There must be a lot of traction.
This suspension just eats up that wheel chatter so much better than those twins.
Group 2 pulls onto the racetrack. Final qualifying session for our Kicker AFT singles class. The time to beat is a 17.621 for Cage Tadman, the 28, as Skylar Sintel leads him on the 60 bike. Also, there's Dominic Bolak. I'm sorry, I say that again. It's Jordan Bolak, Dominic's son out there on the 156. Jordan Jean on the 56.
You're going to owe him 50 bucks.
How am I going to keep doing that? 43 is Jacob Vandekoy. 277 is Savage. Aiden Savage on the 277 from Michigan. 132 is Bronson Pierce. 225 is Tyler Cunningham. Twin brother Dylan Cunningham on the 252. Trevor Martin's on the 89. Jackson Singles 210. KTM Johnny 122 is Conaby. 117 Jet Guitarzy in his rookie race. The The time to beat right now, it is Tadman, 17.621. Georgie on the 56 bike goes up to 15th. The 60 on the screen is Sintel.
Got a lot of frequent flyer miles with his dad.
Yeah.
We've been flying everywhere with his dad.
Yeah, his dad's been on a lot of our flights. Things are changing down there near the bottom. Look, the Cunninghams are 19th and 20th.
They're
right
always
now.
together, stuck together.
And they're identical twins. You can't even tell them apart.
All right, Katarzi moving his way up to 10th.
Not bad for a rookie.
Yeah, that's great for him. This is going to present some confidence.
Sintel goes up to 10th, slide Katarzi back to 11th. Again, this is only this session. They'll go back and regroup them, but it looks like the track is getting faster every time out. So it looks like what you see is what you might get. There is Katarzi on the 117. He goes up to 9th, one more spot. He might be on the front row of a heat race. Can he do that?
He could, yeah. I'm trying to just watch his line right now and see how his bike's working. I saw him drifting up a little bit there in the center of 1 and 2, so we'll see how this lap ends up being for him.
Right up against the front straight wall. White flag coming out next time by.
Yeah, he's coming in shallow, really letting the thing drift up, not as much that time.
And he's back there running the last bike on the racetrack all by himself. I think that's a smart move. Cunninghams are 17th and 19th. There's a white flag for him. Checkered flag will come out for the leader, Katarzi. Oh, a late shift down going into that corner. Tadman looks like he's going to hang on to the top spot. The 28 bike, 17.621. There's Katarzi. Last bike to take the checkered flag right there. Will he make it onto the front row? He's going to barely miss that. 17.934 for Jet Katarzi.
Ain't nothing wrong with second row inside, potentially.
Not for your first ever pro race.
I would take it.
Absolutely. Here's a look at the replay. Skylar Sintel downshifting going into 3. You can see that front end. Like you said, that front end, the suspension's absorbing the bumps. You can see the front end's really working, but the body didn't move 1 inch. This could be a very good track for Skylar Sintel. Up next is our very first heat race of the day. It is your AFT 450 Pro Sport class. Camlin Durrell is on the pole on the 27. 313 is Bane Nance. Loic Nadeau starting 3rd on the 21. Brody Hansen on the 99. Row 2, 23 is Mateo Racine. 58, Dylan Durrell. 11W is Wyland Seeger from Maryland. The 26, Cody Mishi. And row 3, 214, Brianna McHugh. 17D, Dylan Barris. 88, Adam Costin Wood, who won in California, is back here in 11th. And then Rhett Larson from Illinois on the 65 bike. That's your starting lineup. This is a heat race. How they finish this heat race will put them into their main event later on during the show.
Camlin Durrell showing up, but didn't even know if he wanted to race.
I talked to Davey earlier. He said he wasn't even sure if he's going to race this class yesterday. He raced the class, did okay, made it to today's race, and now he's fast time. Pretty impressive. He's a lot faster than his brother, actually.
This is going to be fun to watch, Scotty.
Dylan Durrell back there on that second row on the 58 bike. That was Davey's number, Davey Durrell. Line them up. This is a heat race. These are AFT Pro Sport 450s. Race their way into this race as how they raced yesterday. If they made the main event yesterday, they got the race today. There is Dylan Durrell, the 58. There's Brianna on the 214. She's a good little rider. Dylan Barris on the Kawasaki 17D. Some of these riders haven't raced with us at the American Flat Track level yet. The 11B back there. 11W's Wyland Seeger. That's one of them that's I'm not familiar with. Loic Nadeau's on the 21. Brody Hansen, the 99. He's getting taller and taller. He was this little bitty guy for a while, and all of a sudden he shot up. This is a heat race. How they finish this heat race will get them lined up for their main event. They all make the main. It is 8 laps. AFT Pro Sport 450 class. Big P shows them 8 laps. Watch the Christmas tree. It is on the left side. This is the first time we've seen it. It's a red at the bottom, 2 yellows, and a green on top. Here we go. The first race of the Throttlefest. Light is green. Clutches are coming out. Durrell pulls the front wheel. That means Bane, the trained Nance, will lead him in that first corner.
Yeah, Bane was able to keep the front end just low enough to grab the whole shot and already open up a little advantage over Durrell.
The other Durrell just about bounces off of one rider, the 58 trying to come up through the pack, and so is Adam Costin Wood. The 88's making hay early on to this one. There's actually, on the Turner Leathers, he's moved up to about 6th.
Yeah, there was a lot of congestion there going into 3, and they were all very respectful with one another, but this is kind of spreading out the front group.
Train out in front. It's Bane Nance, Durrell in 2nd, Nadeau in 3rd, Seekers in 4th, Durrell in 5th, and Adam Costin Wood, who started way back there, the next to the last starting spot, is already up to the 6th position.
No real advantages between these motorcycles either, all on stock engines, so they're just riding these bikes as hard as they can, and Bane Nance holding that gap that he really got as soon as the whole shot took off.
Colorado rider out front. Darrell now lives in South Carolina, originally from Colorado. Nadeau from Canada in that third position. Seeger up there, the first East Coast rider. And here comes Adam Costin Wood, has already moved into fourth after starting 11th. He's picked up the most spots so far in this heat race.
Wood forced the issue there going into last lap, and he's going to start to try to track down Nadeau, but he's gone quite a ways ahead, just kind of sitting back there in fifth for a while.
You know, right now he's on a front row. That's good for that main event later on this evening.
Seeger, the only rider out here from Maryland, so doing it in the home state.
Not real familiar with Seeger at all. They're side by side. There goes the Flying Tomato trying the high line. Did you teach him that?
I did not teach him that, but he's trying to do something.
White flag is out. Heat race for the Pro Sport 450 class. Top four will be on the front row of the main event. Here's the battle a little bit deeper in the field. There's Loic Nadeau. Actually, that's the battle for second. Off of this corner, here comes the winners to the checkered flag. Bane Nance going to take the win on the 3-1-3. Darrell will be second. That's Camlin Darrell. Loic Nadeau is third. Fourth is Adam Costin Wood. Wyland Seeger gets the top five. Dylan Darrell is sixth. Brody Hansen, Mateo Racine, Dylan Barris, Brianna McHugh, Rhett Larson, and Cody Mischie is how they finish up. That was our first race of the day. Everything else has been qualifying up to that point. So that's already the first half of the show is already in. Now the fans can get to go to the pit area. Right now the pits are open for the fan party. A lot of track prep will be going on. We'll be playing some older races on the big screen if you're here with us. There's also a lot to see and do at this great facility. There's a lot happening out front. And then, of course, today was all about hare scrambles, a slow bike race, a barrel race, a pizza eating contest that Colby won, a bikini contest, and, of course, American Flat Track. Tomorrow is the Pro-Am motocross race and RC racing. It is day number 3 of the Throttlefest. We're going to take a break in the action for you fans that are here. The pits are open. Come on down and meet your favorite rider. Stop by and get a souvenir T-shirt and get those autographed while you are here. So it is break time here at Budds Creek, part of the Parts Unlimited Throttlefest presented by Carter Cat. Come on down to the pits, meet your favorite rider. We'll see you guys at 7 o'clock for opening ceremonies.